I know a few things about love.
Should I seduce him?
The Office has given us some of today's most iconic on-screen relationships.
This expresses how loudly I love you!
But what if the greatest Office love story was never told? Here's our take on why Andy Bernard and Kelly Kapoor are two of the most compatible Dunder Mifflin employees who should have ended up together.
Oh, you scared me.
I'm sorry, I thought you saw me.
I didn't see you. And you were there all along.
Before we go on, we want to talk about this video's sponsor. Skillshare is an online learning community where you can take classes on everything from video editing to business strategy, coding, or lucid dreaming. They offer 25,000 online classes from famous teachers at the top of their fields. And right now, Skillshare is offering our viewers 2 months access to all their classes for free. So click the link in the description below to sign up now. Before you dismiss this theory as a total stretch, there's a lot more to support Andy's and Kelly's missed love connection than first meets the eye. When he first moves to Scranton from Stanford, Andy is determined to find love, or at least a fling.
Jim Halpert. I'm so horny.
Okay, I can't help you with that.
And guess who first catches his eye?
Tell me about that Indian chick, Kelly. She seems pretty slutty, good for a romp in the sack.
So Andy's first attraction in the office is actually to Kelly. But Jim discourages this highly impressionable guy from going after her.
She is dating Ryan, I think.
Oh, and I care why?
She's high maintenance.
Next, how about...
Andy quickly recasts Angela as the object of his affections, and subsequently shares an ill-fated engagement with her. Later, he goes on to have a tumultuous and ultimately doomed relationship with Aaron.
I mean, it's not hard to get high-speed internet in Turks and Caicos, people. It's in every Bembe cafe.
He only emailed me 4 times.
Meanwhile, Kelly's dysfunctional on-again, off-again affair with Ryan spans all 9 seasons.
You know when you love a guy and he's giving you mixed signals, but you know he really likes you and you're sleeping together?
More eyeliner.
So they're both essentially taken for the majority of the time they know each other. And Kelly's pals with Aaron, who's Andy's on-again, off-again flame. She even helps Aaron embarrass Jessica, Andy's girlfriend at the time.
Jessica, did you just fart?
So Kelly thinks of Andy as her friend's crush. The result of all this is that Andy and Kelly never really get a chance to consider each other as options.
You know, we've just never really synced up.
Yet over the years, we get hints that there's a spark here they're overlooking.
Smart, right?
Very smart.
When Andy gives Valentine's to everyone in the office to play down his feelings for Aaron, he ends up sending Kelly the wrong message.
You brighten my day with the sound of your voice. You bring so much laughter and love. You are everything to me, and I was so blessed when God sent you here to me. Jeez Louise. I know, obsessed with me much?
Interestingly, her reaction tells us she wouldn't be averse to some attention from him.
I guess Andy likes me. I never thought of him in that way. But I guess in most romantic comedies, the guy you're supposed to be with is the one that you never thought of in that way.
In the spin-off webisode Subtle Sexuality, Andy and Kelly even make a music video together, and Kelly briefly casts Andy to replace Ryan as her love interest. Their chemistry is noticed by none other than Ryan.
What's he doing here?
He's your replacement.
This guy? You really gonna make out with this guy?
Despite his many failings, Ryan is an emotionally intelligent guy, which is why he's so good at manipulating Kelly.
I'd lie for you.
Yeah, but you lie all the time. You lie for no reason. Ryan, you just like to lie.
I'd die for you too.
And after she breaks it off with him at the beginning of this webisode,
Ah, we're finished!
Is that a wrap?
He and I are finished. The show must go on.
Ryan immediately perceives a spark between our potential lovebirds, leading him to intervene possessively during a rehearsal in the conference room.
You really think you can replicate the chemistry that you and I have with this guy?
Kelly thrives on jealousy and immediately starts making out with him. But this moment is interesting because it shows that Ryan sees Andy as a threat.
Can I still be in the video?
So in fact, the first person to see these two for the perfect match they are was Ryan. Oh, and we're not the only ones who've seen this potential. There's actually a fan fiction devoted to shipping them, and they get the celebrity couple name Candy.
Oh my god, that makes it even more romantic.
As the final season ends, Andy is single again, and Kelly is repeating her mistakes. But it didn't have to be this way. So now let's evaluate why Andy and Kelly would make a great couple. First, they share interests. Andy's and Kelly's connection first becomes apparent when they compete in an epic dance-off at Michael's Cafe Disco.
I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna dance off.
Their dancing rapport tells us these two are physically in sync. And you might notice, too, that both of their moves have an air of middle school dance about them, as does the fact that their colleagues are standing around them in a circle watching the performance.
This dance competition is not over.
What dance competition? I was just dancing casually with my friends, y'all.
Yeah, right.
And this draws attention to the way that, more generally, these two share a middle school preteen mindset.
Trash talk is all hypothetical, like, your mom is so fat she could eat the internet. But smack talk is happening, like, right now. Like, you're ugly and I know it for a fact, because I got the evidence right there.
You can't let a girl feel good about herself. It will backfire on you.
Between Kelly's hormonal rages at Ryan
I will kill myself.
and the terrible relationship advice that Andy freely hands out,
You're just conveying, oh, I like you just the way you are.
I do like her just the way she is.
Well, that's not what we agreed on. What was up with Pam being all pushy and negative in there?
I think she just didn't want a crucifix cake.
It scares me to see you going down a road that I went down.
Am I going down a road?
both are stuck in perpetual adolescence.
This girl was really rude to me at the mall. So I created a fake IM account from a hot guy at her high school, and now I'm trying to make her anorexic.
Every compliment has to be backhanded. Oh, I like your dress, but I'd like it more if you had prettier hair.
Their brief moment of connection at Cafe Disco starts to be reprised the night before Jim and Pam's wedding. Kelly gets flirty, calling Andy's dance moves and asking,
What else you got, Andy?
but the party's cut short due to Andy's piercing his scrotum. Who knows where the night might have taken them if it weren't for his unfortunate injury. On top of their dancing styles, Andy and Kelly enjoy the same films,
And Julia Roberts goes,
Big mistake. Huge.
revere the same celebrities,
I'm Beyonce.
When this blows up, I'll probably go solo like Beyonce did,
and both audition for televised talent shows.
so that I can go on my American Idol audition.
They display a pretty unabashed enthusiasm for mainstream pop culture.
You drive a girl wild when you flash that sexy smile.
I swear, I'll do it.
So based on interests alone, it's a match.
1 and 2 and cross and down. Sexy, sexy, sexy.
Second, they love drama. Kelly takes the prize for being the office's biggest drama queen.
Ultimatums are key. Basically, nobody does anything for me anymore unless I threaten to kill myself.
But she's followed closely by Andy.
You love drama.
I know, I do, right? I'm a total drama queen.
Whether they seek it through a cappella
The beat boys and free my soul.
or an outrageous dig at a newly successful ex,
If I had created a website with this many problems, I'd kill myself.
Do you have a question, Kelly?
Yeah, I have a lot of questions. Number 1, how dare you?
both Andy and Kelly have to be the center of attention.
My resolution was to get more attention.
Toasts are great. I mean, you toast somebody, they toast you back. It just goes round and round. That's my favorite part about toasts. The reciprocity.
And it's not just the turmoil they relish, they also appreciate a positive dramatic flair in romance. At various points, we hear Kelly describe how she'd like to be treated by her ideal partner.
Flowers, diamonds, 3-course meal, violinist comes to my table to serenade me.
Yet her boyfriends never deliver.
I hooked up with her on February 13th.
In fact, of all the characters on the show, Andy is the one who makes these kinds of romantic grand gestures that Kelly wants.
And I decided to give Aaron the 12 days of Christmas.
Bow tie time.
Is it my fault that the first 8 days is basically 30 birds?
But these tend to go unappreciated by his partners.
Whoever is giving me the 12 days of Christmas as my secret Santa, please stop.
I have made non-refundable deposits at 4 totally different wedding locales.
Dangerous, tacky, sharks, haunted.
So we can see that Kelly and Andy both have an appetite for excess in romance. And it's a pity Kelly never got to enjoy a lavish display of affection from the Nard dog.
Every little boy fantasizes about his fairy tale wedding.
Third, for these two, image is everything. In addition to their love of drama, their cultural taste, and their dance moves, Andy's and Kelly's preteen mindset is reflected in the fact that they're deeply image conscious.
It is important to brand yourself, so I have a couple things in the works. The business bitch, the diet bitch, the shopping bitch, the etiquette bitch.
I'm leaving to pursue my lifelong dream of being famous.
Both are bound by very specific ideas of what they should be like. Kelly's obsessed with pop culture.
Oh my god, I have so much to tell you!
Really?
Yes, Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes, they had a baby and they named it Surrey. And then Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, they had a baby too and they named it Shiloh. And both babies are amazing!
Great.
Models her relationship goals on rom-coms.
You met a woman when you're giving blood? That is so romantic.
And will do anything to emulate a slick celebrity lifestyle.
I really love your outfit.
Thank you so much for saying that. I can't believe that Toby thinks this is inappropriate.
You look like J-Lo.
Andy, on the other hand, is deeply entrenched in WASP culture. He's obsessed with what he considers to be status markers, like being a Cornell alum,
I went to Cornell. You ever heard of it?
having a housekeeper,
My maid died.
sailing your own boat,
All I ever wanted to do was sail the damn thing.
and making flashy displays of wealth.
You don't need a reason to throw a garden party any more than you need a reason to throw a birthday party.
Underneath their carefully constructed images, though, both desperately want to be loved. Each has a strong desire to end up married with a family.
God, I cannot wait to get pregnant and have babies.
I mean, it's fun for me, having a wife and a little baby. So sick of being single.
But their need to conform to artificial concepts of success gets in the way of true happiness. They spend their time chasing the approval of others, whether that's their parents or a broader cultural validation, instead of taking steps to go after what they want.
What is it, Kelly? What is this great fear of yours?
Never married.
Kelly shows glimmers of potential throughout the show.
Professor Powell, you are on speakerphone.
Why?
Do you think you could tell us the 10 secrets of business?
And toward the end, she finally leaves Ryan for Ravi, a pediatrician who really loves her.
Ravi makes me incredibly happy. And Ryan puts me through so much drama. So I guess I just have to decide which of those is more important to me.
But in the finale, she undoes it all, giving in to the demon on her shoulder and running away with Ryan. Likewise, over the course of the show, Andy becomes more than the unlikable, shallow bro he was when he first transferred to Scranton, by working hard in anger management and forging true friendships at the office. His romantic struggles win the audience over, yet by the end he reverts to selfishness and emotional immaturity.
I know you may not be feeling love for me right now, but if you fake it, I won't be able to tell the difference. So I'll feel good.
So it feels that both of these characters regress. They undo their growth and give into their worst habits. Andy spends his time at Dunder Mifflin waxing nostalgic about his college days at Cornell.
I never studied once. I was drunk the whole time.
At the end of the series, he admits he never stopped wanting to be back there. But now that he is, he misses the old days at the paper company.
I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them.
Kelly, too, chases a lost state of youthfulness in her behavior and fixates on things or people who are out of reach.
Why did I just receive a mass email from you that said that you don't like me? Do you realize how hard that makes me like you, Andy?
So both are classic cases of personalities who want what they don't have, yet still feel something's lacking once they get what they want. And perhaps this is because they're constantly preoccupied with painting false pictures of themselves. But in the all too brief moments these two share, we see the pair escaping that prison of social expectation they've made for themselves. Before leaving the office on the night of the cafe disco, Kelly pierces Andy's ear. It's a classic image that takes us straight back to our school days. Ear piercing is a rite of passage shared by young people to signify cutting the apron strings and breaking the rules. Andy and Kelly are both grown adults who could walk into a professional establishment to get their ears pierced at any time. But as they're swept up in the moment, they feel like two teens joyfully asserting their independence. And maybe they are.
Are you sure that's not the gay ear?
Gay ear? Are you 12 years old?
They're for once letting themselves forget those influences that make them both feel so constricted a lot of the time. As they let out their impulsive tendencies, this is a snapshot of the amazing capacity for fun that goes along with their shared adolescent streak. We can only imagine what might have been if these two had had the time to enjoy that youthful playfulness as a couple. instead of being with partners who see them as a little ridiculous.
When you're with someone, you put up with the stuff that makes you lose respect for them. And that is love.
They could have had that other half who gets and appreciates the fun-loving part of them. So while we might remember The Office's romance success stories, we can learn something from Andy's and Kelly's missed opportunity. If we're so stuck on superficial ideas of what we're looking for, we could overlook the answer that's right under our noses. Countless teen movies leave us with the simple message, be yourself. And if these two overgrown teens had managed to learn that lesson while working at Dunder Mifflin, they might have found that over-the-top, excessive, fun love they were both pining for.
Bye, Andy.
We're willing to bet these two could have made each other very happy, if only The Office's resident matchmaker had stepped up to the mark.
I am going to fill the empty voids in your life with love. I am going to fill that empty hole in your body with another person. And like Cupid, I am going to shoot you with love.
This video is sponsored by Skillshare, an online learning community we love, with over 25,000 classes taught by seasoned pros. Skillshare has a class on pretty much anything you could want. You can develop your creativity through a class on calligraphy, graphic design, or writing. You can learn to succeed in business with classes on how to make it as a freelancer, market a podcast, or become a social media influencer. You can use it to master new technology through classes on web design, coding, and data science. Or you can bring that extra flair into your lifestyle. Sharpen your knife skills, learn paper making, speak Spanish, or let Michael Phillips, the director of training at Blue Bottle, teach you how to brew that perfect cup of coffee. Right now, Skillshare is offering our viewers 2 months access to all of their classes for free. But that's only if you're one of the first 500 people to click the link in our description below. You don't want to miss this deal, so sign up today.